everybody. All right, so Dr. Alex Vidan here, and I had a patient come in today, and they said, Doc, I have a huge pain in my fill in the blank, right? And so whenever they said that to me, they also said, look, I've got these complaints of this pain across my hips and buttock. It goes down into the back of my leg. I get this numbness and tingling that's associated there. It's worse whenever I sit for long periods of time, or I'm walking on stairs, or even going for a walk, running, all of that. So I thought, you know what? We've got this one patient that's having that problem. Maybe there are other people out there that are having that problem too. So I wanted to share a couple of things. And this is a very common problem that we see, but there are some key elements that are typically missed. And I want to make sure I show those with you and share that with you, because otherwise you might not be getting the whole picture of what's going on with either yourself or some friends that are having these problems too. So first, let me explain what they were having. They were having what's called, as far as this patient having the huge pain in my you-know-what, they were having what's called Piriformis Syndrome. And what that looks like is this, is if we're looking at someone's low back and pelvis, we're looking here, this is their lumbar spine, sacrum, pelvis, all that kind of good stuff. But what happens is there's a muscle that runs from here to here, right across like that. It's called your piriformis. And so that muscle, sometimes it'll go into spasm and it'll get tight and it'll contract. And when it does that, what happens is there's the nerve, the sciatic nerve that runs right underneath there. And when this guy, this piriformis gets tight, it compresses that nerve, it compresses that guy. And whenever it compresses that nerve, that sciatic nerve, it starts to cause things like sciatic-like symptoms. Numbness, tingling, shooting pain, typically goes into the back of the leg, possibly past the knee, not typically, but possibly. The problem is this, is that what caused that guy to get tight? So often what we hear is we hear people that say, well, I've rubbed on it, I've massaged it, I've had all kinds of different things, all kinds of different stretches, it's not fixing the problem. Usually it's because there's a structural component to this. So if you imagine that as this whole area starts to move incorrectly, so the sacrum or the iliac crest or any of these areas, the femur, start to not be positioned correctly, it can pull and stretch that piriformis too. So usually what we find is that that's the key element that's missed, that there's a structural underlying issue that's going on, and that can be the difference between getting this corrected and not getting it corrected. Often we'll see that there's some lumbar components that's tied into this too, because all these things work together. So what we want to do is we want to look and find out, hey, is it just a muscle issue? Or is there more going on here than what we typically are going to realize? And so the key factor is finding out what all is going on. Like, what's being missed? Is there something else that's going on with that low back? Is there something else that's going on with that iliac crest? What's happening in there too with the femur? So we can tie all those things together and make it work for you so you can get back to walking, getting up and down stairs, running, so you don't have a huge pain in your you-know-what, just like that patient said. Let me show you a simple stretch that you can do. So I'm just gonna have you come with me right here. Let me just show you. So if you're at work and you're seated, you can do this. You can be in a seated position like this. You can cross your legs here. Let's say I have a problem in this left glute where it's giving me trouble, this left buttock. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lean forward, and when I do it, I'm gonna do it with my chest. I'm gonna lead with my chest, not with my chin. So I don't want you doing this and rounding out. I want you to lead with your chest. You're gonna lead down and it'll stretch deep into that glute. When you feel that and you notice that's the issue, you could have something that's a structural problem that's going on down there. So what I want to do is, as a chiropractor, I'm going to look, I'm going to find out, hey, are there problems that's going on with the structure of your pelvis or of your SI joint? Or is there a problem that's going on with your lumbar spine? What's happening there that we need to get fixed and corrected so that you get the results that you want? You know somebody that needs some help with this, let us know, let them know, share this video with them as well. But otherwise, I'm Dr. Alex Vidan, looking forward to helping you, looking forward to seeing you in the office.